Anyway, Joe turned out he brought in by now, I would say over 25,000 people. Actually, Joe brought in Honor. Honor brought in Debbie, and I think Debbie brought in Sam. I think that's how it is. And this group here. Like I said, once I learned that if I do the pH test on the water, I could make sales, I went back to the Enagic office. I bought $200 worth of pH tester. I still have some of them today. Okay, because I know I will be doing this for a long, long time, you know. As soon as I learned that if I would only do the dropper presentation, I could make some sales. So that's the key. Okay, this is my calendar. You can see in my calendar, February 2006 was my first month. I did 41 presentations. That's my March 2006 calendar. I did 45 presentations. So I'm doing an average of 40 a month. And like I said, by the end of the 3 months, 120 demos, and that's the 100 group sales. Okay, now, that's not 120 prospects, because on some of my meetings, I would have groups. So I would say in the period of 3 months, that's probably 500 prospects. And out of 500, 400 of them did not buy, and 100 bought. So I don't focus on the 400 that didn't buy. I mean, that 100 that bought is what you look at, you know, because some people would come to me and say, you know, I don't know, but nobody wants to buy this machine. I told everybody. And I said, how many is everybody? About 5 of my friends. You know? But it's a numbers game. You just have to keep on doing the presentation. Now, it's even better today because we now have the kangendemo.com that you can email to friends and they could see the demonstration. Okay, kangendemo.com. You can see Bob Gridelli doing it right on the internet. Now, what I do is, when I do a presentation, my purpose is not really, my purpose is to sell them, you know, but I know in my experience that they do not buy at the time of my presentation. They just want to try the water in most cases. So don't be upset when they don't buy at the time of the presentation. When you give them water and later they ask for a second or third gallon, you know they're on their way to buying. Okay? Now, features tell. Stories sell. I always tell stories. Stories about health and stories about wealth. Okay, because sometimes we get caught up in being too technical and the people gets bored. You know, it's a lot better if you start telling stories. Like I'm telling my story right now. Like if you buy, people who buy microwave oven, they don't really care about the features of the microwave oven. What they want is the benefits from it. Like they know that if I put my hamburger there and I press like 2 minutes, it becomes hot, you know, that's all. Same thing with the machine. The simpler you do it, the better. After that, I attended another event in California and something like this. There was a lady from Japan. Her name is Miss Ishii. She was a 6A 14-4. And I was just a 6A. The only 6A I know was my friend JB, the one who brought me to the meeting. And when I saw Miss Ishii 6A 14-4, and I heard she was earning like millions of dollars, I said, I want to be like Miss Ishii, 6A 14-4. So I started working on it. I was helping one 6A and another 6A, and that brought me to the 6A 8. So I'm a 6A 8-5 now, but Miss Ishii is, I think, 6'8", 20-something now. It is not how successful you are, it's how you duplicate your success in others. How you duplicate your success in others. So when I was starting, I found out that more and more people who bought the machines from me want to do the demonstration, but they don't know where to start, where to end, what to say. So I created a DVD of my presentation. Because like I said, at the time, there were no, like the booths you see outside now with all the tools that we have, there was nothing like that. So I had to create my own presentation. And that's how I duplicated myself. People who buy the machine from me, I would give them a DVD and I would tell them, okay, just show this DVD to people and that would explain the whole thing. And that thing worked. That DVD in 2007, I must have sent out over 40,000 of them. And I know some people copy them, so I would estimate about 100,000. By the end of 2007, my group was selling about 1,000 machines a month. A month. You can see here, January 2007, I mailed out 3,400 DVDs. February 2007, 4,000 DVDs. And like I said, it just grew. Now, after I put together the DVD, then other DVDs came out. Bob Cridelli came out with the DVD. Mita Del Fiero came out with the YouTube video, and George Gasick, and now there were more DVDs. Today, My Kangen tools have DVDs that you can purchase. 6A Tools stand have a lot of DVDs that you can use. It even targets several different markets. Like if you want to sell to somebody who owns a restaurant, you send them this DVD, The Secret. Okay, you want to send the DVD, say, to a medical practitioner, you send Dr. Filzer's DVD. Okay, so we have a lot of DVDs that you can use today. You want to send to somebody who works in the gym or who likes sports, you can send Sean Stranton's DVD. So we have a lot more that you can use today. Develop an abundance mindset. Even before Enagic, I've been in sales for a while, and I've always dreamed that one day I'm gonna make like millions of dollars. It never came away from me. What happened to me was way back in 1983. I was in my early 20s, and I went to an Amway seminar. So by 1984, like I tried doing Amway. After 3 months, nobody joined me. No, one friend joined me, and then he quit, and then I quit too. But that was my introduction to this industry. By 1984, I was doing another company, Herbalife, and I quit my job in Wall Street, and I said to myself, I don't want to work anymore. I just want to do this industry, you know. So from 1984, I have not really worked a regular job. I was just in networking and sales. There was one time, nothing was working in my business. My son was still small, and he said, Dad, they're accepting drivers for the ice cream truck. Maybe you should apply. And sometimes I would hear my wife say, why don't you get a real job? Anyway, I told my son, Jason, why are you telling me this? He's probably asking money from me and I've got nothing, you know. And Jason said, Dad, because you're so poor, Dad. And I said, Jason, I'm not poor. I'm a rich man who is broke. That's two different things, you know. You have to be clear. You have to be clear in what you need to do, what you want to do, how you are going to do it, okay? So it was so clear to me, if I were to make it in Enagic, I have to do this PS drop demonstration. So I started doing it from house to house. Those house meetings started growing. They became hotel meetings. And you can see some pictures here. This is actually in Florida, somewhere in Miami. Maryland, Guam, New York, Brooklyn, Fort Lauderdale, Bronx, Chicago, New Jersey, Kansas City, Missouri. I was going to Kansas. There in the beginning, there were like 3 6As there. I came back. I think 2 years later, there were 8 6As. I came back again. There were 40 6As. That's how they grow. And in Kansas City, there was one lady. She's Amish. Okay. She has no telephone, no car. She's a 6A. And I said, I heard you don't have... I said, I heard you don't have electricity also. How do you make the machine work? I said, we have generators. So I tell you, nobody have any excuse not to make it in this business. They're growing in the Amish community, this Kangen business. I'm seeing more and more of them attending, like the big meetings. And today, those small meetings that I started from house to house, that started growing, became like huge meetings, like this today. And I still do home meetings, I still deliver work, I still do the same thing that I've been doing since when I was starting 6.5 years ago. The reason why Mr. Oshiro keeps talking about me yesterday was, I can still remember when we started 6.5 years ago, Mr. Oshiro would call a 6A meeting. She would fly to New York for a 6A meeting, and there will be like 5 of us. That's in the whole United States. That's how we started 6.5 years ago. And we will do our 6A meeting in a Japanese restaurant in New York City. One time we went to a Japanese restaurant, and the waiter put our table on the corner side of the restaurant, and Mr. Oshiro kind of didn't like it. He asked to be placed in a more spacious area. And we just saw the people in the restaurant moving out of the middle of the restaurant, going to the side, and they set up a table at the center and put us there. I said to myself, wow, these Japanese people are really like good, you know. They give us the center table in the restaurant. And then I found out he paid for everybody's dinner in the restaurant. The key to your success is your daily business operation. Daniel DeMacali talks this all the time. Those people who spend hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in their business, like on a franchise, McDonald's franchise, they wake up in the morning, they work till the evening. Sometimes our problem is our investment on our business is just $4,000. So we don't treat it like a real business, you know. You have to treat it like a real business. My wife, my 2 sons, they work with me full-time. We have a 3-bedroom house. 2 of the bedrooms is an office in my house. Okay, my children are grown up. They live on their own. We have 2 grandchildren already. In fact, last night I was looking at Facebook and I saw my grandson's picture. He's 9-month-old. My other granddaughter's picture, she's 3 months old. And my wife said, I miss them. And my wife travels with me wherever I go. And before my grandchildren were born, I was telling her, maybe when we have grandchildren, maybe you won't come with me anymore. Because she loves to babysit now. But she still comes with me, and my wife is right there. Can you please stand?